Hello boys and girls, welcome to my player ratings for yesterday's victory against Burnley. Finally back to winning ways and it feels lovely. And when you look at some of the other results, not so much the Manchester City one, but the Chelsea one, that's a vital victory. We're joint with Chelsea now, only out of the top 4 on goal difference. And you have to remember, that is our objective. In season 1, it's about getting back into the Champions League and getting into that top 4. That's not in any way, shape or form saying this is our ultimate target. This is what we have to do to be successful. It's about getting things progressing under a new manager. You know, I was sitting there earlier on today and I was thinking about it and looking at some statistics and stuff. Arsenal are very reminiscent to Liverpool when Jurgen Klopp took over. His objective was to get them back into the Champions League, get them steady, get things all in place, and then look at where, you know, the weak spots are and what he needs to address. Liverpool's attack has always been good. Always causes so many problems, scores so many goals, but their weak spot was the defence. It's exactly the same as Arsenal's. Arsenal have scored more goals than Liverpool this season. But Liverpool have only conceded 7 goals, whereas we've conceded more than 20, and our defence is a shambles. And that is the difference. Liverpool looked at it and said, we need to address the defence. Virgil van Dijk, 70 odd million pound, going to be totally worth it. Now, he's arguably the best defender in the Premier League. I think he is anyway. So there's a lot of similarities, and what we need to do over the next couple of years and the next couple of windows is give Emery some money, give him the opportunity to get what he needs, and then I feel within about 3 years' time we will be competing and up where Liverpool and Manchester City are right now. We've got the basis there, we just need to take that next step, and we need to see if we've got an owner that will actually give over some money, because if you don't, then we're going to just keep going through this cycle over and over and over again. But listen, in terms of the game itself, it was a very tough game, very physical game. I've seen that Sean Dyche is sulking like a bitch. Unlucky, mate. That's what happens when you send your teams out to play that way. No different to the likes of Stoke City, you know, going out there, putting yourself about, and I know exactly what you did. You thought, this is Arsenal, soft touch, get in their faces, ruffle some feathers, and we'll be all right. You tried it, but we're not that soft touch anymore. And you come up against the like of Sokratis and Kolasinac. Nah, your boys didn't want it with them, did they? Unlucky, mate. So, yeah, like I said, it's 3 points in the bag. That's what's important. So, let's go and get into the player ratings. Starting off in goal, Leno. Pretty decent afternoon, to be quite honest with you. Didn't really have a lot to do. Didn't stand a chance with a goal. His distribution was good. Coming for crosses and punching was fine. So for yesterday's performance, I'll give Leno a 6. Going to move into the defensive area, and we went with a 4 to begin with. In the right back position was Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I felt it took a lot of bottle for him to come back after the performance against Spurs, where he was not good. In the final third, his end product was still lacking, very, very poor, and you can see how much we miss Hector Bellerin. But overall, he was quite comfortable and he had a decent afternoon. But I will give Ainsley Maitland-Niles a 5. Going to move into the defensive area. First of all, we had Sokratis, and he was absolutely immense. I loved every single minute of it. He was getting stuck in. He loved it. And this is the kind of player that we've been after for so long. A proper, dirty, nasty bastard. If we can put someone next to him, you know, like a Koulibaly, for example. Set your sights high. Can you imagine that? Koulibaly and Sokratis. Behave yourself, man. But yeah, for yesterday, I'm going to give Sokratis an 8. Going to move into the position next to him, and that was Monreal, and another injury came off before half time. And yeah, for that reason, I'm going to give him a 5. Going to move to the next position, and that was Kolasinac, and he was my man of the match. He was absolutely superb. When we moved to 3 at the back and he went as a wing back, yeah, then you see exactly what that guy can do, and he's an absolute beast. He looks like he will run through brick walls. And if anyone touches an Arsenal teammate, he's in your face. And the moment you realise it's him, you're like, whoa, hold on, mate. So yeah, my man of the match easily, and I'm going to give Kolasinac a 9. Going to move into the midfield area. First of all, we have Mohamed El-Neni. Not the greatest of performances, came off, and he's just not good enough. He's a good squad player to have and a nice guy to have around. Never ever complains. Lovely fella, but footballing wise, it's not that great, to be quite honest with you. But I won't be too harsh on him, and I'll give El-Neni a 5 for yesterday. Going to move to the next position, and that was Granit Xhaka. And back in his usual position, and I like that. And I felt we completely controlled the game while he was in centre midfield. When we moved to 3 at the back and he went centre back, I felt things were a little bit out of shape and out of sync in the central area. But you know what? His passing was good. It was pretty on point. It was standard. Gets caught out a lot when he's in defence. He just doesn't understand the line and everything else. It's so difficult because he's not a centre back. Let's be honest, but let's at least appreciate that he's going into these positions and trying to help the team out at the moment whilst we're going through such an awful period. But for yesterday, I'm going to give Granit Xhaka a 6. Going to move into the next position, and that was the young lad Guendouzi. And yeah, it was not bad a performance. Worked hard, really worked hard. But yeah, I just think that he still needs to take a breather at the moment. I feel that he needs a little break. And maybe recharge his batteries a little bit. It's his first season in the Premier League, coming from the French League. He's got a Christmas period coming up as well, which he won't be used to. And yeah, decent enough performance, and I'll give Guendouzi a 6. Going to move to the next position, and that was the captain of the day, Mesut Ozil. And I said it yesterday, I felt that everything was coming through him. And he was orchestrating things and, you know, dictating the pace of everything. Physical wise was not the greatest of days for him. Burnley are a physical side and they were getting stuck into him, but he doesn't need to do that side of his game. When you can pass the ball the way that he did for our first goal and the pass he made for Kolasinac, behave, will ya? What a ball. Decent performance back yesterday, and I'll give Ozil a 7.5. Going to move to the next position, and that was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And another couple of goals for him. Top goal scorer in the Premier League again, ahead of Mo Salah. And yeah, this guy, he just scores goals. He's always in the right place at the right time. And decent performance from him yesterday. And Kolasinac was my man of the match, but Aubameyang, because he scored 2 goals as well, was pretty close. But I'll give Aubameyang an 8.5. Going to move to the next position, and that was Alexandre Lacazette, and he worked really, really hard. And what I like is that, you know, when he's up front, you can see his hold-up play and everything else. He brings so much more to the team than just goals, believe me on that. Straightforward performance, bit disappointed he got taken off. I'd like to have seen him stay on and maybe get his goal. Very unlucky in, you know, certain areas of the pitch. But like I said, he works so hard and he's so important to the way he leads the line. So for yesterday, I'm going to give Lacazette a 7. Going to move to the substitutions and taking a look at them. Stefan Lichtsteiner, he came on for Monreal. Looked a bit shaky in a couple of areas. I don't think he likes that kind of, you know, one of the central 3. And the sooner we get rid of that formation, the better, especially when we haven't got the numbers. But yeah, pretty straightforward performance. I'll give Lichtsteiner a 5. Next position was Lucas Torreira, came on and just kind of steadied things really. We've got to be really careful with him because he's on 4 yellow cards at the moment, and I feel that might be one of the reasons why he didn't start yesterday. If he picks up a booking against Brighton, then he's out of the game against Liverpool, and we can't have that. So it's a risky one, definitely risky. because we need him big time. But for yesterday, I will give Torreira a 5. Alex Iwobi wasn't on for that long, but he did score a goal. So for that reason, I'll have to give him a 6. Before that, there was a couple of times when he was running into blind alleys again, and that's the side of his game he's got to cut out and sort out. But he scored, and hopefully that will give him some confidence, and you know, he can move on into the next games and, you know, maybe do a little bit more. So we're going to move into the manager's rating, and that's Unai Emery. I'm going to give Emery a 7. I think that the team selection was good given the numbers and, you know, what he had at his disposal. But what I didn't like is that once there was an injury to Monreal, he went and changed it back to a 3 and took Granit Xhaka out of the central defensive area. I know needs must at times, but surely try something else, because we know it isn't working with Xhaka at the back. But for yesterday, I'm going to give the manager 7. Yeah, that's what I'll give him. So there we have it. That is the player ratings for the game against Burnley. So that is it. The last game at the Emirates for 2018. Christmas is upon us in a couple of days' time. So I'm going to wish every single one of you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you to every single one of you that watch the videos and support and everything else. And yeah, trust me, it's much appreciated, believe me. Of course, we've got a game on Boxing Day. Now, on Christmas Day, I think I'll release the preview for that game against Brighton. And then, of course, match day vlog after the game. Player ratings the following day. And then we go into the game against Liverpool. Oh, it's that time of the year, innit? So, yeah, until I see you lot soon, I'm out of here.